What is going on, y'all? It is your girl Jasmine, aka Jazz Work from Home. So I'm going to be posting this to my YouTube once I get done and I downloaded. I will upload this video on my TikTok for my TikTok live to my YouTube channel, which is under the same handle as my TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, Jazz Work From Home. So we're going to be talking about today's topic. This is part 2. Thank y'all for joining me yesterday. For those of y'all that were on my live yesterday where we was talking about, can a woman have it all? Can she have a successful career and find Mr. Right, or Mr. Right find her? Can she have both, or does she has to choose between one of the two, right? And I talked about a lot in my other video, in my other live, that a lot of women are taught that they have to choose one or the other. And I also broke down some important details that go into how a woman can have success, how she can have both success and love. It's just going to depend on her belief system, the way she views herself, her perspective of everything, if she has any trauma, has she gone through any healing. Everything it starts with you. While we can blame other people for what they put us through or what they take us through, it all starts with you. It all starts with, why did you feel okay with allowing disrespect, abuse? What happened, whether it was in your childhood or in your adult life? What traumatic event happened to you? Okay, if that's the case, and sometimes we're human. When we like somebody, when we really care about somebody, we are willing to overlook some certain red flags. We're willing to overlook certain problems and say, okay, I really like this person. So even though they've shown me some really, really bad red flags, I'm willing to, ignore those in hopes that things will get better, and it never gets better. It never gets better. I'm going to tell you from experience, it never gets better. You see something you don't like, you feel something you don't like, you say something about it, you correct it, you correct the behavior up front. And if the behavior does not change, you get the hell on, okay? Just I'm not a coach. I'm not a mentor. I'm not a licensed professional. It's just, y'all, we are grown. We are in 2026. If somebody steps on your toe, your logical reaction is, hey, you stepped on my toe. Can't do that. And it doesn't matter how much you like the person. Well, I really like this guy. If I tell him not to step on my toe and he says he really enjoys stepping on my toe, he's not going to want to talk to me. Who cares? So there's other fish in the sea. There's somebody for everybody, even crazy people, even psychotic people. Yeah, I know I said that. That sounds a little wrong, but there's truly somebody for everybody. You have to find your person. You have to allow your person to find you without losing yourself, okay? So we're going to get back into it. In this video, I want to talk about having boundaries, right? Because I talked about having boundaries a lot in part 1. Part 2, we're going to talk about having boundaries and not explaining yourself. That's where so many women go wrong. Jasmine, what does not explaining yourself have anything to do with the question, can a woman have it all? Can she have a successful career, successful life, and love at the same time? What does not explaining yourself have anything to do with that? It has a lot to do with it. Because there are a lot of women, like this storybook character, okay? She's a character in my ebook, Sally Doesn't Want to Trade Anymore, okay? Her name is Sally Nickel. And Sally Nickel represents so many women in our society that loves to explain themselves over and over in hopes that the other person, the man, usually the toxic man, will understand, and they can come to some type of agreement. They can sign the contract, no problems. But there's always a problem when it comes time to sign the contract. Hey, okay, these are my terms and conditions. If you want to deal with me, you want to date me, you want to be with me, these are my terms and conditions. If you agree, go ahead and sign it. It's always a problem. It's always a problem. Well, one of the terms say that I can't call you out your name. Why can't I call you a bitch? That's the way I talk. That's the way I talk. I call women bitches. I call them hoes. I call them cunts. That's what I do. Why can't I do that? One of the terms and conditions, this is stupid. This is dumb. I'm not signing this contract. Okay. Instead of being like, okay, well then get the hell on. But again, that's going to depend on where are you at in your mind within yourself. Because if you don't have a safe place within yourself, if you don't love yourself or you don't find any worth in yourself, you're going to let stuff like that slide. It all starts with you. And in the ebook, Sally lets a lot of things slide because she wants to be in love. She wants to have a man. She thinks she's in love, and that's okay. We're all human. We all make mistakes, but at some point, we have to learn. There are certain things that are not okay. There are certain things out here, certain behaviors that are not okay. Even if you wasn't taught that as a kid growing up, there comes a time where you have to be honest with yourself. Scared or no scared. And I'm not saying it's easy, especially for women that are going through domestic violence, abuse, where they have a stalker. It don't matter how many times they try to break up with the person, how many restraining orders they get. The person is loony toony. They loony boony, okay? I'm not saying that stuff like that is easy, okay? And I don't have any experience in that area. I'm not even going to try to give somebody advice, okay? I know people that have gone through it, okay? I understand that it takes a good support system to get somebody out of that, okay? And what's sad is that a lot of women that are in that situation, they have friends and family members that talk about them like a dog, make fun of them, leave them, because it's not easy to get away from somebody that's crazy, that don't care about the law, they don't care about restraining orders. I mean, if y'all seen that video on TikTok and social media about the man that's talking about he didn't care about his ex getting a restraining order, it made him want to chase her more. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy work. So, because people tell you, oh, just call the police, just get a restraining order, just leave. Yeah, like the crazy person isn't gonna follow them, right? There's so many domestic violence unalivings and cases where women tried to get away. They tried to run away, and unfortunately it didn't work out for them. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, they should have chose better. I'm not here to judge anybody, okay? I'm just not. But I digress, okay? Let's kind of get back on topic. But I just wanted to say that, like, in situations like that, I do understand that you just can't leave. You just can't, go. You have to almost plan your escape. From the women that I've talked to and the family members that have been through stuff like that, a family member of mine, she went through where a man literally tried to unalive her. Like, he was, he had her like this. He chased her, and when he caught up with her, he tried to take her on out of here. So I'm never judging anybody, okay? But anyway, Sally Nickel, she represents a lot of women that, when they think they're in love and they think they found the right person, they let their guard down just a little bit too much, okay? I'm not saying you have to be paranoid. I'm not saying you have to say F all men and be bitter and talk about there's no such thing as love, because there is. There are people that are in healthy marriages and healthy relationships, okay? We just keep seeing the BS, all right? But she represents women that in society, because I've been there. I've been a Sally Nickel myself, that because you like the person, you're willing to overlook their actions, their behaviors, and you almost want to consider it to be normal, but it's not, okay? And here's where the not explaining yourself has a lot to do with boundaries and how you can protect yourself, okay? You tell the person your boundaries, you tell them these are the terms and conditions of this contract, right? Well, the terms and conditions says that you don't want to have sex with me on the first date. I don't like that. I like to have sex on the first day. Well, that's cool. That's your terms and conditions. I'm not signing that. I don't have to sign that. Just like you don't have to sign off on my terms and conditions. There's a choice. Well, why? Explain yourself. Explain why I can't call you out your name. I can't call you a bitch, a whore, a cunt. Explain that. Why can't I say those things to you? Why can't I be abusive to you? Like, explain yourself. Can you explain yourself? Why can't I have sex with you on the first day? The first day that we're meeting each other, on the first date. Why can't I do that? Explain yourself. Why you don't want to explain yourself? Because I don't have to explain myself. And this is where A lot of women get it wrong. Well, I just feel like I don't want you to call me out my name because it's not respectful. It's not right. So what? So fucking what? My dad, he used to do it to my mom. My uncle used to do it to my auntie. My grandfather did it to my grandmother. It's like it runs in my family. That's what men do in my family, and that's what we want to do. And I don't understand what the problem is. Like, and you keep, well, it's just I don't like stuff like that. Why don't you like stuff like that? Whoa, whoa. Whoa, you okay, dude? You okay? Whoa. If you're gonna deal with me, you're gonna like stuff like that, or you're gonna be by yourself. No man is gonna want to deal with a woman like you. Here we go. One of the manipulation tactics that they like to use. I'm talking about toxic men here. I'm not talking about all men, because a real man that loves you, he respects you, he values you. He would never try to get you to go past your boundaries. He would never disrespect you. And I'm gonna digress a little bit, right? Still keeping on the same topic. I knew male coworkers that I worked with that they talked about how they call their wife a bitch, a cunt, a whore. Oh, it's okay. She's okay with it. She's fine with me saying that. And I said, oh, that's cool. But don't you ever say nothing like that to me. Oh, I wouldn't say nothing, but even if I wanted to, it's like not a big deal. It's a big deal. Don't you call me that. We'll be right in HR. I don't even play like that, okay? I don't care what she puts up with or what she's willing to, take from you. I think that's sad, because then they go on to talk about how they're having all these marriage problems or these relationship problems. They can't stand their girlfriends. They can't stand their wives. Just listen to them talk to other, male coworkers about this. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, of course, he don't have no respect for her. First of all, you're allowing a man to call you out your name and say God knows what comes to his mind whenever he feels like it. Then if he's beating on you and hitting on you, guess what? When you didn't correct the behavior at the beginning, okay, and you didn't check on him out of there when he said he didn't give a dang, that he was going to call you whatever, do whatever, and you was like, okay, you going to call me out my name? Okay. No problem. I'm not finna argue with you. I'm not finna explain myself to you. I'm not finna tell you why I don't want you to call me out my name. My name is what my parents named me, not the other stuff that you want to call me, okay? If it's not darling, honey, sweetie, you don't get to call me no B word, no C word, or no W word, right? The behavior wasn't corrected, where they said they was going to do it anyway and you didn't walk away. So then you got in a relationship with them, and a couple of months down the line, a year down the line, now they, and you trying to figure out how you got there. And I'm not making fun of anybody, but I'm telling you, boundaries are important. Okay. Boundaries are very important. Not explaining yourself is very important, because the longer you stay into something like that, the more you're showing somebody, especially a toxic man, that that's okay. That behavior is okay. So I'm sitting there looking at my coworker. Yeah, she calls me that too. Well, she toxic within herself too. I'm sorry. The truth is the truth. What you allow at the beginning of any relationship, I don't care, it's going to stay. And when you want to fight, you're going to fight hard, very hard, to try to change it. Or you might have to get up on out of there because you've allowed it for so long. Now, I'm not saying that certain relationships can't turn around and certain things can't be helped, but sometimes certain things cannot be helped. And I just shook my head like, damn, that's sad. All these men in here talking about their wives and flirting with other girls in here, flirting with me. And I always bring up, excuse me, you got a wife. I don't play with me like that. Oh, why you gotta bring that up? Why you gotta bring it? I'm sorry, you might have a Sally Nickel at home. You might have this woman right here in this picture at home. I don't care. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to help add on to that. I pray for her. I pray that she finds her worth. She loves herself and she leaves that situation, because she's too pretty to be putting up with something like this. But a lot of women settle for different reasons. They don't want to be alone. They don't want to be a part of the Lonely Girls Club, right? The Lonely Girls Club, right? And it's not until you're in the Lonely Girls Club that you realize, oh, these women are lonely because they choose peace, because they're getting certain parts of themselves together. They are calculated. They are careful, okay, about what they want to do. I almost want to use the word meticulous, but we have time today. We're gonna look that up, okay? I want to say meticulous as well, but we're gonna look that word up, okay? That's a word that just dropped in my spirit. God put that in my spirit. He said meticulous. Meticulous. Okay, God. Meticulous. Because there are some women, they're not going to allow just any type of man to talk to them. And that's good. They will stay alone. And I'm not talking about the bitter, lonely women's club. We talking about women that say, you know what? I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to get myself together. Meticulous is an adjective meaning showing extreme care, extreme accuracy, and great attention to detail. God dropped that in my spirit. I just had to make sure. I was like, you want me to say that word, God? So women, a lot of women, smart women, women that have been through some BS and they realize that, hey, I'm the common denominator in the type of men that I keep attracting. I need to sit myself down somewhere and figure out what it is that's going on inside of me, that I'm okay with certain types of abuse and attracting certain types of toxic men, okay? Meticulous. It pays a great attention to detail. Accurate. Very accurate. Careful. And almost as a woman in this type of society that we live in, you have to be very careful. I've been going through a lot of stories on social media and media itself of a lot of men out here unaliving all types of women, like just unaliving them for no reason. For no reason, because she said no. She said, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go there. Please don't touch me. I don't know you. Don't hold my hand. No, I have a man. I have a husband. It's a lot of the stories this month have been husbands and boyfriends unaliving their girlfriends and wives because, oh, well, she was going to leave me, or I was unhappy, or I had some mental issues going on. Like the one story of the guy that unalived his girlfriend and their kids. I think that was so sad. Yeah, I think that's so sad. That's why women have to be careful. When you see something off about the type of the men that you are dating or you're into, I'm talking about you see one wrong thing. You need to check it at the door, depending on what it is, okay? Because a man sitting there talking about something, you hiking with him, and he talking about something, I was going to dump your body right here. Are you recording me? You might need to go ahead and get away from that type of person. Depending on the red flag, you might not need to have no conversations. You might need to just be like, ha, 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 and find the safest, nearest place that you can, okay? But certain red flags that I'm talking about that you can check at the door, like, okay, not going through with the plans. You make plans to meet up somewhere. You're supposed to go on a date. You're supposed to do some type of fun activity together, and they don't even show up. They don't even bother to tell you, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. Stuff like that needs to be checked. Okay? Stuff like that. And there are ways that you can check it without getting aggressive and, yelling and cussing. I'm not a dating coach. I'm putting that out there, but I'm just saying it's little things. It's just the little things. Like my ex-boyfriend, God bless his soul, right? He was a character. He used to tell me all the time, it's the little things, it's the little things. He'd say, oh, he used to get mad because I didn't want to tell him how much money I would spend on certain things. He just did not like me to spend money on certain things or whatever. And I would kind of try to hide the price from him or not tell him the price. And he'd be like, no, you can't be lying like that. It's the little things. It's the little things. It's really the little things, y'all. It's really the little things. It's really the little things that turn into the big things that we don't want to see in a marriage or a relationship. I've never been married, so I'm not in here trying to get nobody marriage advice, but I am telling y'all, ladies, don't end up like Sally. Because in the ebook, it gets bad for her, okay? Sally is so successful, okay? Let me move out of the way so you can see her shoes. A little bit. She got shoes. You can't really see the handbags and the other stuff behind her because TikTok cuts the picture off, but I just wanted to move to show y'all that she got it all. She got a house, a car. She got a successful team. This is my ebook. Sally doesn't want to trade anymore. You can get it on my Instagram. click the link in my bio. She's got a successful team of entrepreneurs making money. She's showing other people. She's leading other people. She's helping them be successful. She's successful. And she gives into this notion that she has to lose herself and give up the things that she's worked for and what makes her happy and her passions, because she thinks that's what's going to help her be in love, and that's what she has to do. Don't be like Sally. Okay? But yeah, explaining yourself over and over. There was a season, there was a time where I would explain myself to people and, well, why aren't you having sex? Okay. It's not a secret if you've been following me. I'm not active. I stopped being active 2 years ago. So I want to say maybe 2.5 years ago. This April would make, 2.5 years ago. I'm saying that right. This April will make 2 years, and we're already in July going into August. Okay. So 2.5 years. It's been 2.5 years since I've been active, and I let somebody know if I'm on a date or somebody's interested in me and I know that's what they want, I'm like, nah, keep on moving. Don't even waste my time. Don't even get my number. I'm not going to get your number. I'm not active. Oh, why? Why, Jasmine? Why? I had this man, he tried to tell me, right? Oh, women like you, would you think a man is going to want to be with a woman like you? He's going to, what kind of man do you think, what do you say? What kind of girl do you think a man would rather be with? A woman that's not active or a woman that's active? I said, well, obviously, if you're going to talk about a majority of men, they're going to want to be with a woman that's active. They're going to want to be with the woman that got her legs open, like 2 pieces of fried chicken, I guess, Okay, so with that being said, don't you think you should have your legs open? Don't you think you should want to be active? No. I said, no. I said, don't you think that you're 39 years old with a 4-year-old daughter out here? This is how you view women. You have a 4-year-old daughter. This is how you view women. You're 39 years old, begging and chasing for coochie. Begging for coochie, chasing for coochie. 39 years old. And you're mad because I said no. I said, better yet, why don't you go find the one? He got mad at me, y'all. He got mad at me. I said, that's cool. That's what you want. You're not going to get that from me. I don't want to do that with you. I don't even know you. So I don't know you. I said, won't you go find a woman that wants to do that? Hung up on me. I don't care. I ain't take offense to it. It is what it is. I'm not explaining myself to you. I'm not going to explain myself to you. And I'm not going to lie, y'all. This is where I talk from experience. At first I was like, well, no, I just don't want to do that. I'm working on myself. I don't do stuff like that. There are women that they meet a guy on the first day. He got their legs in the air. Cool. That's them. I'm not judging anybody, but that's not what I want to do. And it's like he got mad because he kept trying to convince me. And once he realized he wasn't going to be able to convince me, he hung up in my face and he told me, good luck, because you're going to be alone forever. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I send that back to the pits of hell. You will not speak nothing dirty over my life. You will not speak nothing over my life. And that I don't get mad, because that's the mentality of men and women out here. You got women that are like that. There will be men that say, I want to get to know you. I don't want to just have a physical relationship with you. I want to take you out. I want to treat you like a lady. Oh, I don't want no man to treat me like a lady. I want a man to break my back out. If you don't want to break my back out, I can't talk to you. I ain't going to talk to you. Do you know how many men want to have sex with me? You know I'm beautiful. He looking at her like, oh, okay. Well, I guess you better go find a man that want to break your back out. I don't want to do that. And that's okay. That's okay. You got to stop allowing people to make you feel bad for the things that you want to do and you don't want to do in your life. You got to stop letting people make you feel bad about having boundaries. Nobody has a right to your body. Nobody has a right to your resources. Nobody has a right to your mind. Anything that you have on you or off you, around you, nobody has the right. And you don't have to explain yourself. No is a complete sentence. Yes is a complete sentence. But you don't have to be the yes man. You don't have to be the yes woman. And so many women, well, if I explain, maybe if I get him to see it my way and I explain myself and, he'll understand. They don't want to understand. Toxic people, toxic men, they don't want to understand. Toxic people do not want to understand. They want it their way, and that's it. It's their way or the highway. And I tell them, well, you better choose the highway. I have no problem walking away from people. There's this guy literally at my job, like he's an idiot. I'm gonna be real with y'all, okay? And this is on the top. This is on the topic. This is how you find a man that's for you. Well, he'll find you, okay? Because it's he who finds a good thing. I don't believe that women should be chasing after men. That's a man thing. That's a masculine thing. But this is how you weed out people, men that are not for you. There's this man in my job. He just, hi, how are you, lady? How are you? Hi. That's all he does. He has no real communication skills. He doesn't say anything past that. He'll say things like, this is my wife. Like if he sees another man talking to me, he'll get jealous and come over there. This is my wife. This is a girl I'm gonna marry. Dude, shut the fuck up, okay? You a weak ass man, okay? And my coworker, one of my other coworkers was like, well, Jasmine, you can't be so hard on him. He doesn't really speak English like that. I don't give a damn. That whose problem is that? That's like I go to France, right? The country France. And mind you, he has been in the United States since 2019, okay? I go to a country and I've been there for 5-10 years and I still don't know how to speak the language. That's nobody's fault. Nobody needs to feel sorry for me. That's kind of stupid. You move to another country and you don't bother to try to learn the language. So he's like, you should feel sorry for him. You just give him a try. I don't want to give him a try because he's not trying. He's not trying. He's been here since 2019. It's 2026. That's 7 years. If I'm doing my math right. That's 7 years you've been here. And you have not tried to learn how to speak the language here. I'm supposed to feel sorry for that. So I'm just supposed to accept him. Hi, how are you? And I'm going to tell you something. I date outside of my race. You don't have to be American. You don't have to be Black American. I don't mind talking to somebody outside of my race, but it's the effort. That is what I'm talking about. Because he thought in his mind, well, you don't want to talk to him because no, it has nothing to do with his ethnicity. It's the fact that I'm not fit to sit here and try to figure out what you're trying to say to me. You're not making an effort to communicate. And see what happens. A lot of women do what Sally do, right? They settle. They try to be understanding, and they end up taking that understanding and getting their asses kicked. Not physically, okay? They end up getting their asses kicked emotionally because now they with a man that want to do the bare minimum because they trying to be understanding. That's like if I moved to Spain and I want to date out there. I need to learn the language. This is stupid. Or use Google Translate. I mean, the dude he ain't even trying to use Google Translate. He just making all these weird suggestive, I know what he wants because I'm not stupid. And I was just like, dude, I told him, don't waste my time. I want a man that's going to take care of me. If you're not trying to take care of me, you're not trying to have my best interest, don't talk to me. And let me tell you what he did. This is how I know I'm not crazy. So I'm not listening to somebody else try to tell me that I need to settle. Because he doesn't, it's a language barrier. I don't give a damn about no language barrier. That might sound very mean, but come on. What you accept and what you put up with, this character right here, it will come to bite you. It'll come back to bite you in your ass. Okay? He put his head down. Because you all, you got a husband, you got a kids. I said, no kids, no husband. How about you? No, I don't have it anymore. I got a divorce. I got a divorce. I said, okay. But you have no husband, no kids. That's no problem for me. Mommy. That's no problem for me. Ooh, mommy. I'm looking at him like, why do men have to make it be so sexual? Like, God, like I don't like that. I know there's some women they get the big head. They like that. I don't like that shit. And I just said, let me tell you something, sir. I'm a grown ass woman. You older than me. That's cool. I'm in my 30s. I don't mind dating somebody in their 40s or whatever, or in their late 30s. I'm not dating you. If you're in your 20s, don't talk to me. I don't want to do that. I know people say, Jamie, you wrong. I don't care. No. 30 and on up. Okay? I told him, let me tell you something. This is not no one bang, bang, one night choo-choo train, bang, bang, bang. I'm looking for somebody that's a provider. Okay? I'm looking for a somebody that's husband material. If you can't be that, you got to get on out of here. And he put his head down. So obviously, let me tell you something. Obviously, he understood something. He got quiet. He went from smiling and looking at me to, you one of them women. You want so what you asking me to do is be a real man, huh? I know I don't want to be no real man. I know I just want to sit here and waste your time and kind of hit it and quit it hit it sometimes and a couple of times. I'm gonna hit it a couple of times and then I'm gonna quit it. And that's cool. That's cool. That's what you want to do, but you ain't finna do that with me. You're not finna do that with me. I don't care. I don't care. And that's my truth. And see, what a lot of people try to do, a lot of toxic people, what they'll try to do is make you explain your truth. Why are you like that? Why do you feel like that? You know what I mean? How many men try to convince me to let them lay on top of me and do what they want to do, go to the bathroom on top of me. And I'm just supposed to accept that? And the moment I say no, well, why? I'm not explaining myself to you. I don't have to. That's what I'm telling y'all. You want to weed out the wrong types of people that you're in the dating. We're talking about dating, right? We're talking about dating. You want to weed out people, stand on your truths. But a lot of women, they can't do that. Because they're afraid of being alone. They're afraid that, if I stand on my truth, if I tell him how I really feel, if I tell him that I don't like stuff like that, he's not going to want to talk to me. Oh my God, if he doesn't want to talk to me, then I'm going to be by myself. And he's probably the only man that I can get. Now you need to ask yourself a question. Why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like that? If you don't do what this man tells you to do, you don't do stuff that you don't like. If you lose yourself, if you have to lose yourself in order for him to like you, in order for you to be with him. And I see so many women, I see so many of y'all doing that. I see so many of y'all doing that. And what he do, he go and leave you for somebody. And when he get tired of you, because no man, I'm going to be real with y'all. No man likes a woman that does what he says 100% of the time. It's no fun. It's no fun. It's boring. Damn. I told her to shut the fuck up. She shut the fuck up. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe there's a small portion of them that say, oh, yes, I like the power that I have over her. But after a while, it's going to get boring. So you doing all this stuff, you losing yourself, okay? You losing yourself, and he just gonna go to the next person. You're used up. I don't like it. I don't like the energy over here. And what do they go do? Who do they go and make their dream girl? The woman that has boundaries. The woman that says, I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z unless you do A, B, and C. I'm keeping it real with y'all. There's so many women like Sally Nickel. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Don't even know their worth. Beautiful, smart, and bright. And they're willing to dumb themselves down, bring themselves down to a level that's not functionable. Listen to me. They bringing themselves down to a level that's not where they're not able to function. You can't function on level 1. You all the way on level 5,000 and you done brought yourself down to level 1 to try to function. Because you think you want to be with this man, this toxic man. This toxic man said, I don't like women that function at level 5,000. You're going to have to bring it down to level 1. That's the type of women I like. And I had an ex that did that, right? I had an ex. So funny while we're talking about that, right? About bringing yourself down to a level where you basically, excuse me, y'all. This dang on jacket on the chair then came off. Anyway, where they want you to bring yourself from this level to this level because it's all about control and manipulation. Oh, I just care about you and I'm just trying to protect you and I'm just trying to keep you safe. And I see them on the TikTok lives all the time, on the podcast, talking about it's about protection. I just want to protect you. I just want to protect you or whatever. And it's like, is it really about protection? Or is it about control? Now, I'm not saying every man is like this. Okay. But it's about getting you to push past your boundaries, do things that make you feel uncomfortable to make them feel comfortable. I had an ex tell me, right? Because I used to like to wear the big hair, okay? I've grown over the years and I've learned to love my natural hair, okay? But I used to wear big, 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 big curly hair. I used to, wear the colorful lipsticks and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm probably gonna get back into some makeup, okay? Just that's not what I'm doing right now. That's not what I'm focusing on. But the more I grow my brand and I grow this page, I'm gonna go back to the colorful eyeshadow colors and the colorful lip colors, right? But I used to wear the colorful blue. I used to just pinks, reds. I used to do a lot. Okay. And one thing he said to me is, oh my God, I don't like women who wear makeup. And that's cool. You can have a preference. Okay. And this is the thing that get me, right? They tell you they don't like women that wear makeup. Go find a woman that don't wear makeup. And then he would say, oh no, that's okay. That's okay. No, I like to wear makeup. Now, am I having it on my face every day? It wasn't like I had it on my face every day. It was like once every blue moon, probably once or twice a month. You'd probably see me with some of it on or whatever. So it wasn't like I was wearing it every day, because I do believe that you need to love yourself and have your natural beauty, wear your natural hair out. It's cool. But that's just what I believe. I'm not forcing anybody and telling them that they have to do that, right? That's just what I believe. But so I don't like women who wear makeup. I like my girls to be, notice the key word he said, my girls, ownership, possession. Okay. I like my girls to be plain Jane. And I said, well, you won't get plain Jane over here. he got mad. I didn't care. I didn't care. Everything he did, right? While I was in that relationship with him it was on and off a year and a half before I decided I'm tired of this. Like, Jasmine, why are you putting up with this? This is not cool. Forget about him, right? A year and a half, everything I did, everything I wore, it wasn't like I was out here dressing weird or, dressing like some slut or whatever. It didn't matter what I wore, how I wore my hair, how I talked. He just hated everything about me, all right? Everything. And when I say hate, I'm using that word as a strong word, because he hated me. He hated me. Okay. Oh my God. I just can't stand that you're going out with your sisters. You're going to a lounge with your sisters. Mind you, this guy is out in the clubs. He's 40 something years old. I was 25 at the time. He's 40 years old, still stepping in the club. And I think he was a Q dog. He was a part of some type of fraternity. I think he was a Q dog. I can't remember. You in the club chasing skirts at 40, still hooting, hollering, and I'm with whatever, however they do. Okay, because I'm not doing the signs or whatever. But mind you, he's doing this every Friday. Okay, he's out there being a dog. And when I decided I want to go out and have fun and, I like my girls to stay at home, I'm not staying at home for you. And I didn't. It's not about protection. For toxic men, it's not about protection. For men that really care about you, yeah, certain things they say and do, it is for protection. But men that are toxic, they don't like you. They just want to control you. It's not about no fucking protection. It's about control. And here, my ebook character, Sally Nickel, there's a part in the ebook, there's a portion in the ebook where she is talking to the guy and he's like, I'm just trying to help you. I don't want you doing certain things. I don't want you hanging out with certain people. And she's all like, well, I don't see any problem with them. They've never caused me any harm. And he's like, girl, what I told you? I'm trying to help you. And she's, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to anger you. I'm so sorry. You're right. And that's what toxic men look for. They look for women that, okay, I'm sorry. I won't question you. I won't question you ever. I'm going to just lead. I'm going to let you lead and lead me to the gates of hell. I'm going to submit to you, even though I know you're toxic as hell. Okay. I'm going to let you lead me to the gates of hell. Because there's nothing wrong with a woman being in a submissive position with a man that actually cares for her and is going to provide for her, and he's going to lead her to somewhere safe. Okay, we're not submitting to men that are toxic and they're unsafe, because that's how you end up in the Georgia woods, dismembered and cut up and spread along the woods. Okay, I'm being real. I don't care who don't like that. I said that. There's a lot of, oh, what are you saying? You can't say stuff like, yes, I can. Submitting yourself to an unsafe man is how you end up in unsafe, toxic situations. I can't tell you. I talked to y'all yesterday on my live about a man that was trying to, he got mad because this is where you don't discuss certain things with certain men, right? We were both truck drivers at the time. It was probably 2 years ago. It's probably, no, 3 years ago. Excuse me. It's 3 years ago when I first started driving trucks, right? And I told him about my paycheck, my first ever paycheck that once I got out of training and I started really running loads, they were paying me 60 cents a mile. That's good for somebody that's never driven trucks before. Okay, they normally have you at 45 cents, 55. You're making minimum wage for your first year. They gonna drag you, all right? But I made $1,900 for one of my checks. What I told this bum for, he had been driving trucks for 10 years. Wow. $1,900. I think it was $1,940, $1,900 and some change like that. Wow. When I first started driving trucks, I never made that much. They started you off with 60 cents a mile. For me giving you advice and telling you what to do as a newcomer trucker, you should be giving me half of your paycheck. I said, dude, don't even try me like that. I said, don't try me like that. I'm not a weak woman. Don't you try me like that. I'm just telling you, things are gonna get worse with the trucking industry. And he wasn't lying that certain companies will try you. Okay, he wasn't lying, but it wasn't about trying to protect me. This guy tried to convince me to leave the company and go to work for another company where they would pay me 45 cents a mile. That's terrible. That's minimum wage in trucking. That's $500, $400 a week. You running all these miles, almost 3,000 miles, and your paycheck is going to be $500, $600. That's nothing. You might as well just get a regular job. I'm being serious. I'm keeping it real. And there's nothing wrong with that if you want to not be a truck driver and make that same type of money. But 45 cents a mile is minimum wage. But he kept trying to, I'm going to tell you something, he kept trying to convince me. And I was like, no, I'm not leaving the company that I'm with. And he would get mad. He would get angry. So you just going to do what you want to do, huh? And I told him, no. I said, why would I leave the company? I'm making good money. You're aware of my finance. That's the thing. This is how you know somebody don't care about you, right? I said, you're aware of my financial situation. You're aware that I'm trying to get up on my feet. Why would you want to try to convince me to basically leave the way I'm eating? Oh, are you done? Are you done? Are you done actually complaining? Because, bitch, you get on my nuts. I said, excuse me. I said, oh, no, you don't call me no bitch, no broad. A broad hung up on him. Yeah. Come on now. Certain behaviors are not okay. Certain behaviors are not okay. I don't care who they're coming from. And I really liked him. I really liked him. I liked the conversations that we were having for the first month. But by month 2, he got a little beside himself. He tried it. And what's bad about it, this guy, he has a teenage daughter. And that's a lot of these toxic men, they have daughters. And they don't mind treating women like crap. Well, he probably could be a good father. I'm not going to tell his business, but don't just assume just because a man or a woman is a parent, don't assume that they're treating their children right. But yeah, toxic men will try to convince you, because let's recap about what this whole live has been about. Toxic men will try to convince you to give up on yourself, let yourself go, take away from how you eat, how you feed yourself, how you take care of yourself, push past your boundaries. Because what do all toxic men have in common? They want a woman to be at her lowest. Because when a woman is at her lowest, because we're emotional beings, we're emotional creatures, okay? We think with our hearts, okay? When you're at your lowest, it's going to be easy for them to manipulate you, control you, twist you, turn you every way but loose. Drag you along, drag you through the mud, take you out the mud, clean you up, send mixed signals. I mean, how many of y'all can say, yeah, I know what you're talking about? You're going to drag me through the mud, take me out the mud, clean me up, wipe me down. Oh, I love you. And then drag me through the mud again. Take me on out the mud, clean me up. Oh, you just look so beautiful when you clean. Fuck you, bitch. Get in that mud. How many of y'all women can sit there and say, you know what, Jasmine, even though you crazy, girl, you exaggerating a little bit, I understand what you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. I understand what you're talking about. How many of y'all can say that? That toxic men will drag you through that damn mud, take you out the mud, clean you up. Oh, I love you. I love you. Get back in the mud, bitch. At some point, you got to be like, this is enough. Enough is enough. And my coworkers at my current job, they be trying to hit on me all day long. And I just be like, nope, not happening. Half of them are married. Half of them are in relationships. It's just gross. It's gross. Jasmine, I've been told by other women before, pick-meshas. Oh, Jasmine, your standards are just a little too high. I said, okay. And this is how y'all end up becoming this story character right here, Sally Nickel. Because you are willing to let somebody shit and piss on you just so you can say you have a man. Well, I don't want to be like you, Jasmine, and not have a man. Well, you have a man, but he's everybody else's man too. There's nothing wrong with having a man. But you need to make sure he's not a toxic man. He's a good man. He don't have to be perfect, but damn. You're asking me to settle for somebody that don't care about me. And I've lost friendships. I've lost family members behind some of my beliefs and my belief systems, but I don't care. You cannot get on the internet, and some women do. They get on the internet. They don't have no type of accountability. Oh my God, he cheated on me 20 times, gave me 20 different STDs, and I just hate men. Okay, but okay, hold on. It sounds like to me you need to take some accountability. He's wrong for what he did to you, but who kept coming back? At what point did you say, okay, this man is not gonna stop cheating on me? I need to chill out, go heal. No, what a lot of us do, and I've been guilty of this too. That's why I can talk my shit. Oh well, I'm gonna break up with him, and not go find healing, not even give myself time to process what's happened, and I'm gonna go jump into the next relationship, and I'm gonna think it's gonna be better. Same thing happens. Leave that relationship, go to another relationship. Don't learn the lesson. It's the same thing happening over and over with different men. And it hasn't clicked yet that you're the common denominator, that you're the problem. You know why you're the problem? Because you won't sit yourself down and find healing. Because let me tell you something, when you start elevating yourself and you start becoming a better version of yourself and you start operating at a higher frequency, those red flags that you were not catching at the beginning, the one where he said he calls you a hoe, he calls you a bitch. He said, oh, I would like to punch you in your face, and you, you're so funny. Those things like that, you would say, oh, this man gonna unalive me. I got to, I'm good. When you start to heal, when you find healing and you work on yourself, you do the shadow work, you are going to find that, I'm not going to say you're not going to attract those type of men, because when you have light inside of you, we all have light and darkness inside of us, okay? It's just which one do we allow to take dominance within us. When you have light inside of you, you're going to attract darkness, you're going to attract light. Okay? But the difference is when you're a healed person, when you have done the personal work, the shadow work, you personally developed yourself, you're going to say, red flag. I can smell you from a mile away. How they approach you, it's all in the approach. And a lot of people for years say, Jasmine, you crazy. How is it that you know who to be friends with? How is it that you know who not to talk to in the dating world? How is it that you know that? It's all about intuition and being in touch with yourself. When you're not in touch with yourself and your body, you're not going to realize when somebody is bad for you. A lot of women are not in touch with their spirit, with their body. When somebody approaches you, when you're in touch with your spirit, you're going to feel that, I don't care how nice they sound. I don't care how good they smell. I don't care if they say, you know, I want to take care of you and take you far, far away to never land. And we're going to have children and we're going to be, you know, forever. And I love you. And you're the only woman I see. You're going to be like, bullshit. I call bullshit. Something ain't right with you. And you don't have to say this out loud. You say, "Ah, that's nice. Not interested." You don't have to say everything that comes to your mind, especially for your safety. There's so much violence against women. So yeah, don't say everything that comes to your mind. Like, come on. Okay. But you're going to recognize certain things that make you feel weird in your body. There are certain men that approach me and I'm like, I'm good. Has nothing to do with what he's wearing, what he looks like. It's all in the approach. That's like certain things with certain women who want to try to befriend me. I know that they come in to try to befriend me for my resources. They don't really like me, but they realize, dang, that Jazz work from home. That Jasmine, she's smart. She's smart. She got a kind heart. I can use her. I bet you I can use her. So sometimes I'll get the women that'll try. Oh, girl, I just been going through it. Oh my God, these past couple of months have been so hard for me. I'm waiting for it. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and ask me, do I have $500 for you to hold? You done told me your sob story. Go ahead and ask me, do I have $500 for you to hold? And I'm like, no, I don't have shit. I'm useless. I'm useless as a bag full of limp dicks at a bachelorette party. I told somebody that. They said, I said, oh. Yeah, I said, oh, you thought you was going to come over here and use me? Yeah, girl, bye. Take your lame ass lying story somewhere else. Go scam somebody else, okay? I've been around certain types of people, certain types of spirits that I'm just like, I do this for a living. No, ma'am. And then the next day, it's like that sob story, those tears have turned to hate because I see you for what you really are. Yeah, don't try that. But see, that comes with time, that comes with practice, that comes with knowing your worth, that comes with knowing yourself, okay? That comes with really being in tune with yourself. I tell people, you need to spend time with yourself. I know a lot of us, we don't want to be alone with ourselves because some of us have racing thoughts. Some of us have to sit there, actually have to sit alone and be still with ourselves and be real with ourselves and say, man, I really don't like being by myself. I don't like myself. I don't feel safe with myself. I don't feel safe with my thoughts. I don't know why it is, but I'm tell y'all, spend some time alone. Spend some time alone. Start spending some time alone by yourself. Start getting to know yourself. A lot of women, how they end up in Sally Nickel, her situation, they don't know themselves. Okay? They don't know themselves. You can truly have success. You can have whatever you want in healthy love. But healthy love requires you to be healthy within yourself. That's what y'all can keep listening to these bitter men and women get on the internet. They're toxic as hell. They toxic. As soon as they come across my algorithm, my timeline, I change them. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that you hate women. I don't want to hear that you hate men. Go find healing. Go hug a teddy bear. I don't know what to tell you. Go find Jesus. I don't want to hear it. You crying about what somebody did to you 10 years ago. They not rocking themselves in the corner thinking about what they did to you 10 years ago. They sleeping perfectly at night, probably making more victims just like you. And what's super sad, I'm not making fun of nobody, but what's super sad about a lot of people, they put themselves in these mental prisons, these cages, and they have all alone, they have the key to get out, but they don't realize it. That's why it's so important to know yourself. That's why it's so important to have self-love. That's why it's so important. If you have any trauma from childhood to adulthood, go get healing. You'll find that a lot of your patterns are repeated. And they're coming from a source of trauma within you. That's why you see a lot of men They choose the same toxic women over and over and over and over and over. Then they want to make a podcast. And finally, when they get tired of being the nice guy and being walked all over like a doormat, they want to make these podcasts about, oh yeah, I'm just gonna fuck a bunch of bitches because bitches ain't shit. Dude, it's you. You were the common denominator in all those failed relationships. You didn't know your worth. Go find healing. Oh, fuck you. I don't got to find no healing. You're right. You ain't got to find no healing. Fuck you back. You don't have to go find healing. Keep up that rhetoric. So they go fuck a bunch of bitches, create a bunch of babies that they don't want, get on a bunch of child support charges that they don't want, because the behavior and the mindset hasn't changed. Same thing with women. Oh, fuck these men. I hate them. And I'm just going to fuck them and leave them. And I'm just, okay. I'm just going to be by myself. I'm going to be by myself forever. I'm going to be okay, go ahead. Curse yourself. Nobody's saying that if a woman doesn't want to be with a man, she want to be by herself. Okay, that's cool. You don't ever want to be married. You don't ever want to be in a relationship again. But make sure it's because you actually don't want those things, not because you're saying it out of a place of bitterness and hurt. I stay away from people like that. You're a dumbass, Jasmine. You actually believe in marriage. You actually believe in love. You're stupid. I would never. The things that I've been through. I don't care about the things you've been through. I really don't. That sounds so heartless. I don't care. There's a million other people, billions of people in this world that have gone through stuff in their childhood. In their adulthood. There's billions of people that are going through things every day. I don't give a damn. And if most of these people that are going through something or have gone through something can get up and go find healing and get some counseling and some coaching and move on with their lives, what's your excuse? You're choosing to be bitter. You're choosing to be hateful. And hey, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. Do whatever you want to do. Okay? Just keep me out of it. I've been on the side of being bitter, being angry, being upset, and it didn't make me feel any better. And this is why a lot of women are going to the ER, going to sleep and not waking back up, having heart attacks, they're having strokes. They're not doing so well up here. You can't say that word out loud, but they're not doing well up here. They're crazy and they're going out their mind. Because they don't want to find healing. All they want to do is hold on to what people have done to them. And they want to be hateful and bitter. Everything that comes out of their mouth is poison. And I'm like, get away from me. Get away from me. All they want to do is talk negative. I can't be around them types of people. As a person that's spiritual, you have to protect your energy. Because their way of thinking will pour onto you. So when I see a Sally out here, I do try, if it's in my spirit, God drop it in my spirit to give them advice. I try to give them advice. If they don't take it, they just don't take it. I've been in her shoes before. Self-abandonment. What she does in this ebook, I wrote this story, y'all. What she does is sad. Self-abandonment. Just so she can say she has a man. Instead of saying, you know what? I deserve more. I am more. That's why you got to know yourself. You got to know yourself before you try to get married to somebody else and be in a relationship with somebody else. You got to know yourself. You got to know what you like. That's another thing, okay? Let me drink some water. Because we're getting into the meat and potatoes. A lot of women want to know how they can be successful. You can't be successful tore up in your mind. You cannot be successful tore up in your mind. But you got a lot of stuff going on up here. You got trauma. You got bad negative energy going on in your body. Negative thoughts. You can't be successful. You can't hope to a good man will find you. Because you're going to repel him right away. As soon as he get a whiff of your insecurities, your bad attitude, your negative thinking, he can be like, you can keep that. but Jasmine, all of the movies and all the fairy tales and all the music videos, they tell us that there are men that are willing to help you heal, but there are, but they're not responsible for your healing. There's not a lot of women that can say, there's a small percentage of women that say, yeah, my husband, he was with me when I was going through my healing journey and I wasn't exactly the nicest to him. Okay, that's not going to be everybody. This is where I talk about y'all got to stop being delusional. Okay, just because there are certain men that are willing to stick by your side and help you through your healing journey and you throwing stuff at them and cussing them out, just because there's a small percentage of them, that doesn't mean that every man you come across is going to be like that. Everybody is different and nobody has to put up with your bullshit. We love to get on these podcasts and say, well, you're not responsible for a man's healing. You know, you shouldn't be putting up with him if he has past relationship trauma, mommy and daddy issues. Okay, right back at the women too. It works both ways. No man should have to put up with that. That shout out to the men that have enough strength within themselves to deal with that. Because that's trauma within themselves. That's stressful within themselves. You want to love somebody. Let me tell you something. What's stressful, and I've been here. You want to love somebody so bad, but they're so traumatized and so toxic that it's hard for you to do it. They're so traumatized and they're so toxic that it's hard for you to do it. And there's a part of you that don't want to walk away, but there's a part of you that knows that if you don't walk away, you're going to end up in the ER. Something going to happen to you. It's nobody's responsibility to sit there and be a punching bag for you. And you got a lot of women, they got it twisted. Oh, he's supposed to take up with me, you know. I love Cardi, but she got a song with Kalani called Safe, right? You're not going to, when I crash out, you're not going to dip, right? If you crashing out and acting crazy, he has every right to dip, okay? Just like if he crashes out and acts crazy, you have every right to dip. So yeah, I like the song, but that one line gets me. I'm like, no, you can't be crashing out and cussing a man out just because you feel like you can. Just because you feel like, oh, I'm a woman, I can do that. I can put my hands on you because I'm a woman. Like, we're human. You're not going to slap somebody in their face. Oh, well, I'm a woman, don't hit me back. I just hit you because I was mad. Oh, I'm a woman, don't hit me back. Yeah, okay. You slap your mama or your girlfriend or your sister, and she gonna slap you back, depending on if she's not like one of those people that are passive. Cause some people will let you slap them. I'm just keeping it real. And no, I'm not on here promoting violence against women, but I'm just saying the reality of certain things. Like some women think certain things are okay. Well, he should put up with it because I'm a woman. But if he has the same mentality, well, I'm a man, she should put up with it because I'm a man, you gonna crash out. You're gonna be upset. So no, I see it from both sides. There's certain behaviors that lead to women getting into toxic situations. There's certain behaviors that lead to women running off the man that's for them. It's so important. It's so important to be at peace within yourself. No man wants to come home to a woman. Oh, she don't have no peace. She's insecure. She got to go through his phone 10 times a day. You wouldn't want no man going through your phone 5 or 10 times a day. You wouldn't want to come home to a man that's cranky all the time. He don't have no peace. He's angry. That's weird. That's weird. I wouldn't want to come home to nobody doing all that. That's why it's so important. Ladies, that's why it's so important. Don't put yourself out there back into the dating game until you get yourself together. I'm telling y'all. This is how y'all keep attracting stuff that y'all don't want. This is how y'all running off the right type of man. Oh, his shoes. I don't like his outfit. He dressed a certain way. But he got a good heart and he's willing to take care of you. I don't like that. Y'all seen that pop the balloon show? I think that show is so stupid. It's so unrealistic. Some of the things that people say on there is so unrealistic. And this is why they end up like Sally Nickel. A lot of these women, they end up like Sally Nickel. You are willing to, oh, he got money. He got a nice car. Oh my God. He dresses the way I like. Oh my goodness. But he also has a bad temper. He also has a bad temper. He also sleeps around. He's no good. Well, it's okay. I can deal with that because he's like my type. Like, women can justify, some women, not all women, can justify certain things. Am I saying that you have to accept the bare minimum? That's not what I'm saying. But it's that show, Pop the Balloon, it is unrealistic. It's some of the stupid things that these women be popping their balloon for. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. Like, I didn't like his shoes. Are you kidding me? You can change his outfit and in the way he dresses later. Like, some of them things don't make sense. Some of the things, yeah, it do make sense, but some of them things, like, I didn't like his shoes, I didn't like his belt, I didn't like his pants, I didn't like the way he smiled, like. But when they start going in on the women, it's like, oh, it's like both the men and women. It's crazy. Like, some of the things that the men say is crazy. Like, oh, I didn't like her because she wasn't slutty enough for me. I'm popping my balloon because she doesn't dress slutty enough for me. Pop. But then he gonna be the same man that get on a podcast months later talking about he can't stand sluts, he can't stand women that dress a certain way. Oh my God, they broke his heart and he can't trust them. It's the mindset, really. What am I saying? I'm saying all this to say it's the mindset. This is why it starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with you. If you're not having any success in finding the type of partner you want, and you find you keep attracting the same thing over and over again, sit yourself down somewhere. Really get a clear picture of where you are mentally. Because some people don't think that they're the problem. And sometimes it takes them years later to realize, damn, I was the common denominator in all of my breakups. Damn. I got a notebook, y'all. I'm going to show y'all something, okay? I got a notebook. And I just been doing this. Find my notebook. I got a notebook, right? It's called The Man I Want. That's what I titled it. And in here, I wrote down some of the things that I want to see, okay, in a man. And this is all realistic stuff, okay? I'm gonna read some of it off to you, okay? I'm gonna read, okay? I'm a poet. I like doing poetry too, okay? That's another thing. So I'm gonna read. So when I read them, it's gonna sound like a little like poetry, right? But one of the things I said, I want his smile like diamonds to blind me and warm my heart. I want his laughter to hug me and console me. May it be contagious. That's realistic. That's realistic. I want a man that's gonna make me laugh. Okay, I don't want to be around no stiffy. He's mad and he's brooding all the time. Babe, you enjoy dinner? Okay, you can get the hell away from me, right? I want him kind, that God nods and says, that's my son, firm in the moments that are needed. No pushovers over here, okay? I said firm in the moments that is needed. Firm in the moments that are needed. That means I don't want to push over. I don't want somebody I can tell what to do. Because some women, they love that. They love a man that they can tell what to do, where to go. I don't get off on stuff like that. I need a man that he's firm with me because I know myself. There are certain things that I need a man to be firm with me on. I don't mind. Okay? As long as he ain't doing it in no rude manner or, trying to hurt me, like, Jazz, we're not eating out. You want to eat out, 365. We're not eating out every day. We got a kitchen. We're going to use the kitchen. Oh, but let's just go out to Jazz. No, we can cook our own food here. Okay. We've eaten out. We've eaten out 7 times this week. Let's chill out. 1 week of fixing our meals and cooking our meals is okay. Stuff like that. Like, no, Jasmine, you don't need to buy that. Okay? You don't need to. Didn't you say you want to be a successful entrepreneur? Okay, successful entrepreneurs invest into things that are going to keep them successful. Stuff like that, right? Let's go. I want him to be led by God. Nothing or no one, not even me, can separate him from God. He loves God so much that he has a relationship with him. Okay, that's just an example of some of the things that I wrote that I want to see in my dream man. In my next relationship, I wrote that in here. God, there are certain things, there are certain deal breakers, okay? We're not trying to be like Sally, okay? Sally is not a bad woman. She's not a bad person, but she don't have any self-respect. She doesn't have any self-love. She's not really strong-minded. She's weak-minded, okay? When you purchase the ebook, Sally doesn't want to trade anymore, okay, from my Instagram. You're going to read the story. You're going to be like, oh, damn, she wasn't joking. Sally what the fuck is Sally doing in this ebook? Sally, no. Okay. Sally is making $100K a month. Boom. She's very successful, but she's willing to put herself in a situation where she's not doing that no more. All because she want to be with a toxic man. This is what you do. You got to be intentional. Okay. The Bible says, write the vision down, right? Write the vision down, make it plain, so he that readeth it may run. Okay? Write your vision down. What kind of man do you want? God is in the business of answering prayers, but he can't answer prayers if you're not being intentional. You can't say, well, I want a man that is going to be marriage material. He wants to get married. And all you do is entertain men that talk about they don't want to get married. And that's their business. They don't have to. I'm not on here saying that everybody needs to be married, but it's common sense. How can God bless you and give you what you want or what you need if you're not going to be intentional? You're going to entertain stuff that's the opposite of what you don't want. That's the opposite of what you want, excuse me. How can God bless you? Oh God, I wanna go to Charlotte next year, but you're not saving none of your money. You all your money is going to Cheesecake Factory, but you telling God you want to be able to move to Charlotte by next year. Make it make sense. So write down what you want. I write down. I'm gonna actually write. I haven't written it in a while. The last entry that I wrote was on June 12th. Wow, I haven't written in it in a while. I'm gonna write something in it. I'm gonna write something in it tonight. And I have a goal one too. I have one for my life goals. What I want to see. I want to see myself making $250,000 a month. I want to see myself making $250,000 a month. That's impossible. You can't do stuff like that. And that's why you got to get away from people that have never made $250,000 a month. Tell you that you can't make $250,000 a month. That's why you got to get away from people that tell you there's no such thing as love and all they have had is trauma, relationship trauma after trauma. And that's why you got to get around people that have the things that you want. That's why you got to follow the people that you want love, okay? I'm going to tell you something with a lot of these bitter people. They tell you they don't ever want to be in a relationship ever again. And I get it. We're human. We feel. But at some point, you can't let your feelings take you over, okay? You can't let your feelings take you over, right? They want love too. They just been so hurt and traumatized. They have not found healing that they just speak stuff out of their mouth that they speak what they feel out of the abundance. Is in, what's that Bible verse? I'm sitting there saying it wrong. I think out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I think we finna Google it. We finna go to Google. I believe that's the Bible verse. Okay, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Okay, if my tablet will hurry up. So let's see. We got time. We sitting on this live today. Out of the heart. No, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yes, I said that right. Somewhat. I said it somewhat. Okay, it's Matthew 12 verses 34 and Luke 6 verses 45. It says, for out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Okay. So whatever is in your heart, it's going to come out through the mouth, through your actions, okay? In your mind, okay? Because it starts up here, then it comes in, it starts up here as a thought, then it becomes a feeling. Feelings turn into actions, okay? That's why you have a lot of men and women cheating on themselves, cheating on their spouses and their partners, because it started off as a thought and it came here as a feeling. Feelings turn into actions, okay? Remember that, okay? So if you want more love, you're a person that wants more love, right? You're going to get around people that have love, that have a healthy relationship. You're going to listen to them talk about how they got it. You're going to listen to them tell you the steps to getting healthy love, to finding healthy love. And I'm going to tell you, one of the steps is being healthy within yourself, loving yourself. You can't hope to love somebody else or somebody else to love you. You don't love yourself. That don't make no sense. That's how a lot of women end up like Sally. They get taken advantage of because the person that they attracting, they see, ooh, this person don't love themselves. Ooh, I'm finna have a field day with them. Just keeping it real. You that's like you want more money, right? If you want more money, you're not gonna hang around people that can't tell you how to get it. And I'm talking about legally, okay? We're not talking about scamming and boosting and laying down with a man for some money. We're not talking about that, okay? Time is out for those things, all right? People do whatever they want, but you have to know everything comes with a price. Everything comes with a price. And some people are willing to pay that price. I'm not. I mean, I can't tell you how many women, and I'm not making fun of anybody. I just think about the millions of women that are forced into human trafficking every year, every day. Right now, as I'm speaking, somebody is being forced into human trafficking. Somebody is being forced. And I just think about the women, the countless women that choose to do that, okay, willingly. And some of them that choose to go in and do it willingly, they end up being trafficked themselves, okay? So you got to be careful out here with running and making money your God, okay? But I can't tell you how many women have approached me and still are approaching me in my lifetime. Jasmine, you should do OnlyFans. Oh, Jasmine, this is what I do. I talk to rich men and they fly me out. And okay, that's nice. I'm not being flown out. I'm not an appetizer. I'm not a piece of meat. I'm not a plate of food. Like, that's weird. We got women on the social media flexing about being flown out, flexing about being flown out, and a man pissing and shitting on them. That's a flex. Ew, disgusting. Like I said, I'm not judging anybody, but I don't want that life. That's the life you have. That's how you paying your bills. But there are a lot of women who get on, because they can't deal with that. They can't. Some of the things that they're doing for that type of money and that type of lifestyle, they can't deal with it. They can't deal with the trauma. That's traumatizing. To be treated like you're nothing, okay? Because most of these women are getting beat on. They're going through it. They just not gonna tell you that because it's not. There's no glamour in it. It doesn't sound pretty if you tell people the truth. Yeah, somebody pissed and shit on me and pissed and shit in my mouth, and they gave me a $10,000. I was able to buy a Chanel bag, a Birkin. Oh my God, like, it's fucking disgusting. And I hate that they promote that lifestyle. They tell women that's the only way. That's why we're having this conversation. Can a woman have it all? Can she be successful and have real love? Okay. And a lot of times in society, they're telling women that they have to do grotesque stuff, like weird stuff, just to be successful, just to, have a pair of high heel shoes. And that's not true at all. They promote women doing weird, unsafe stuff. And that's why I never wanted to get in the lifestyle. It's the safety part. It's the being trafficked. So many women get in there thinking, oh, they're going to do what these other women they see online until they get behind the scenes. And oh my God, like, this is not something I was into. This is not what I thought. Be very careful. I digress though. Because there are a lot of women, they are being pimped. There are a lot of women out here that are not for women. And they're using other women to get a bag. Be very careful. That's why I won't work. That's why I won't work with certain people. That's why I won't work with certain women, boss girls, or boss women, because I know what they're about behind the scenes. That's why I don't care for every woman coming across my timeline. Won't you join my coaching group? Look at this Versace. Look at this Yves Saint Laurent bag. Look at my Gucci. Look at my Birkin. You can have this lifestyle too. And then you get and most of them, not all of them, okay, because there's some really good ones out there. Most of them, you get into their coaching or mentorship program and they're straight up bitches. They're nasty. They try to tell you that you got to sell sex in order to sell a product. You got to sell yourself in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that goes against your morals. Because remember, you put an image out there about yourself. You can't get mad how people respond to you. That's why you see a lot of these girls, they having so many regrets. They taking pictures with their legs gapped open and see through this, and now they want to settle down and find a husband, or they trying to get into corporate America. They're trying to get into certain opportunities, and they being turned down at the door. They being turned away at the door. Like, no, you got a certain image about you, a stigma about you. We don't want that over here. Oh, you can't judge me. That's body shaming. And oh my God. No, you have to be very careful with the type of image that you put out there. Okay. These are the same type of women. They dress a certain way and they talk a certain way. And then when men are in their DMs talking about, let me see what that mouth do. It's like, come on now. Come on. You out here naked, half naked or pure naked, and then you're telling me something, I just don't like that men are in my DMs. Like, that's like not cool. But look at the image that you're putting out there about yourself, okay? You got to be careful. You really have to be careful, okay? Now, that's different from a man trying to force himself onto you, okay? We're not saying that stuff is okay, but him being in your DMs and you go down your whole entire profile, it's nothing but naked pictures of you. Like, what message are you sending to people? That's what we're getting at, okay? What type of message are you sending to people? And I see a lot of women, well, I was just following the trends. I seen my favorite influencer doing it. I seen my favorite celebrity doing it. Oh, so I thought I was going to do it too. And now you're getting all this negative attention that you don't want. Be very careful. Be very careful. Be very careful, because once it's on the internet, it's there forever. Yeah, you can scrub the internet and remove certain things, but people screenshot, take pictures. You get rid of it off the internet, it's still there. It's still there to come back to haunt you. That's like and this is probably a little bit off topic, but not really, because this is dealing with women, right? And how to be successful, how to take care of yourself and create safe places for yourself. The whole Freaknik documentary. So many women that are in corporate America embarrassed when that document came out, because they wasn't thinking back then, when you're young, you're not thinking, how this is going to affect your future. So yeah, they out there spreading their cheeks and taking suggestive pictures, doing suggestive things, letting men film them doing weird things. And then the whole documentary comes out, and it was meant to embarrass people, if that's what it was meant to do. And years later, they stopped doing that stuff, and they don't think, oh, that was when I was young, and I'm older now, and I got this nice job. The whole documentary come out, and I'm gonna tell you something. Can I be honest? I'm gonna be honest, okay? The whole documentary come out. Now, they tell you in corporate America, and this is why I feel like most jobs are bullshit. I'm sorry. You're supposed to be professional. You can't use certain languages. You can't do certain things at the workplace. Why is it that the guys in corporate America are watching those types of things? Now, I'm not excusing the women that chose to be filmed and made those bad choices, okay? I'm not trying to say hold it against them either. I'm not making fun of anybody. That's why you got to be careful of the images that you put out about yourself, okay? The image, okay? The persona, facade, whatever it is, you faking it till you make it. It will come back to haunt you. You got to ask yourself a question. You're corporate America, you're supposed to be perfect and proper and prim. And what are you doing watching stuff like that? What are you doing watching filth like that? I call it filth. I don't care what it is. People, oh, that's black culture. No, filth and ratchetness and ghetto-ness and perverseness is not our culture. But that's what we've allowed as a people to be the standard. That's why you got Young Miami and Saucy Santana talking about Quiet at the Creek and Spin That. I think those are dumb songs. You know, both talk about doing stuff that's going to land you either into human trafficking or in a jail cell. Okay. But you have to ask your question. Why, what are corporate CEOs doing watching that stuff? A lot of those women embarrassed to the 100th level, to the 20th power, coming into, how would you like to come into work and knowing that your male coworkers, okay, watched that, probably pleasured themselves off of that documentary that you were in? How would you like to know that it's weird in the office, and you know they're gonna be making, they probably was, I don't know if those women still work there at those places, but you know they were making jokes and comments, and they not, HR wasn't gonna write them up because they looking at you like, well, you the one who put it out there. So what? They just enjoying the show. But it's all about being prim and proper in corporate America, though. I digress. We're going to get off this subject. I'm just telling y'all, be careful. I'm telling y'all, be careful. There's some things you just don't want to do with your life. And I'm just telling y'all from experience. Some of the things that I talk about is from experience. But yeah, that just dropped in my spirit to talk about that. Like, a lot of those women had to quit their jobs. I think some of them, from what I heard, quit their jobs because they were so embarrassed. Or they got fired. Some of them got fired. And it's hard. It's hard out here for a bitch. I'm gonna tell you that much. But yeah, be careful. Be very careful. Be very careful when it comes to your image. If you know you don't want to look up and you 60 years old or 50 years old, or you know you have dreams to work certain places or get certain opportunities, don't be the woman where they're sitting in the room. So you want to come work for us? Why? But isn't this you with your ass cheeks out? Don't be that person. That's so embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. Don't be that person. And I'm gonna tell you something. I've worked at certain places where certain managers, because they have positions of power, they were able to convince girls to do certain things to get a little couple of extra change on their paycheck. That's gonna be that'll be another live, okay? But we'll talk about that. But be very careful. This is why I'm telling y'all, having a self-worth, knowing your value, knowing your worth, loving yourself, being in touch with your body and your soul and your spirit is very important. So you're not out here doing weird stuff. You're not out here doing things that go against your morals, that is going to embarrass you, that you're going to look back on later, okay, and feel like, dang, I did that. And now you can't sleep at night. Now you don't have any peace because you're out here doing things that go against your conscience. I ask people, where does your soul go at the end of the day? When you do certain things, especially like Sally, because she started doing stuff in the book that she's conflicted with. She feels like, okay, she tries to justify it, but there's a part of her that knows it's not right. Where does your soul go at the end of the day? When you do certain things, when you commit certain acts, okay? When you make certain choices, where does your soul go at the end of the day? You have to ask yourself that. Where does your soul go? Where does your soul go at the end of the day? And that just means where's your mind gonna go when you do that act, whatever it is that you do? Where is your mind gonna go? Where can you run to escape from that? Because there is no escape. That's why people they try to practice escapism and do drugs and alcohol to escape from the things that they've done. Your soul has to go to some place at the end of the day. Where's it going to go? Y'all keep that in mind. But that's all I have to say. Y'all get my ebook, Sally Doesn't Want to Trade Anymore. It's on my Instagram bio. Click the link. Support my work. I'm a digital creator. I got another part 2 coming out. I'm working on that currently. Part 2 of her story, okay? But I think this is a really good read for a lot of women, okay? Because again, I've been in her shoes before, so I understand exactly what I'm talking about. Thank y'all so much for showing up to the live. Thank y'all so much for supporting me. I'm going to upload this to my YouTube channel under the same username, Jazz Work From Home, same profile picture and everything. Thank y'all so much.